From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Friday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Richland. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. Not seeing nearly as much fog there as we were just an hour back, but still some big time reductions in visibility in the Tri-Cities and spanning up US 395 to Mesa and Connell. And that would not just be your run-of-the-mill fog, it would be freezing fog, as temperatures are below freezing right now in the Tri-Cities up towards Connell in the lower Yakima Valley as well. So in fact, most lower elevation spots, in fact, let's scrap that. Most spots in general across the map either at or below freezing. So a lot of us would have to break out the ice scraper for this morning. And of course, all of us need to bundle up. We are tracking at this point just a few flurries, maybe even a few sprinkles mixing in up in the Cascades. But we'll have a lot more of that over the next 3 to 4 days. Now, it's going to be mostly dry for lower elevations for today, but in the Tri-Cities might have to break out the umbrella or the raincoat as we head into the afternoon and evening. So here's the bottom line for the forecast. Rain and snow chances increasing throughout the day in the Cascades for today, and then we'll have a serious mountain flooding potential Saturday through Tuesday, also up in the Cascades because we'll have higher snow levels, and that's because we'll be much warmer for this week. And I'll tell you how warm, and I'll tell you how much rainfall coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
And straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, 3 massage parlors in Kennewick busted for sex trafficking. 3 people also arrested. We have exactly which businesses were busted.
But first, a teen from Richland dies from severe abuse, and now a stepfather has been charged with this murder. With the details on what exactly happened.
Also ahead, worries ramping up as the IRS is reeling from some mass layoffs. We're going to let you know how this could impact your tax filings and refunds. We have the latest developments on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica DeLal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Friday, February 21st. Thanks so much for waking up with us. We want to get right to some new information this morning coming in, and we want to warn you, it's pretty heavy. We've learned that the stepfather of a former Richland teen who died of some severe abuse has now been charged with the murder of the boy's death.
44-year-old Stephen Griffin is charged with murder in the killing of his stepson, that's 16-year-old Daniel Garza. Garza died back on February 7th in Indianapolis after 11 days in the hospital, and doctors report the teen weighed 94 pounds and was suffering from a brain bleed as well as severe burns, bruising, and fractures. Garza's mother, Kristen Griffin, is also facing charges of child abuse and neglect.
The stepfather is accused of throwing hot water on the boy, which resulted in severe burns to his face, his neck, his chest. He's also accused of beating him continuously and stomping on his ankle until it broke. Authorities say Garza moved with his mom and stepfather from Richland to Springfield back in November. The stepfather's next court date is set for March 24th. And news out of Kennewick this morning, where police have arrested 3 people after an investigation involving 3 massage parlors. These investigators are telling us that they've been looking into complaints on these massage parlors. The parlors include Sunshine Massage on West Gage, Genesis Spa on West Clearwater, and Lotus Massage also there on West Clearwater. Suspects, we are told, were arrested on suspicion of prostitution and massage license or certificate violations. Mirror Ministries is helping to provide services to people who have been affected by human trafficking at these locations.
Now to a follow-up, it's been almost a year since 31-year-old Irene Fleming of Pasco was reported missing in Grant County, and there's still no sign of her. Fleming was last seen leaving a friend's home on February 25th of last year, right outside of George, and the Grant County Sheriff's Office arrested Fleming's former boyfriend, but said the arrest was unrelated to her disappearance. Some have suggested that Fleming's case may be a mental health case, while others say she may have gotten a bus ride or been given a ride. And although it's been a year, authorities say it's not a cold case.
Once you hit that 1-year mark, how harder does the investigation become?
Well, it's difficult to say because every case is different. What we would like to do is bring Irene home to her family. And even though it is the 1-year anniversary, it's not a closed case. It may have cooled off a little bit. We're waiting for the person to step forward and give us a piece of information that we don't already have so we can go find Irene.
Detectives say they'll continue to work on the case, but if you have any information about what happened, please contact the Grant County Sheriff's Office. And now to another missing person from a while ago. The FBI is now offering a reward up to $10,000 for information that could lead to the recovery of Chance Anthony Carson. Carson was last seen 2 years ago in Omak, Washington. He was reported missing on the Colville Reservation on March 15th of 2023, and authorities suspect foul play in his disappearance, and this comes after reports of an altercation involving him and 2 other people. Carson is described as Native American with black hair and brown eyes, and he's 5'9" and 178 pounds. Call the FBI if you know anything.
6:06 and still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. It is tax season, and we're learning that your tax refunds might be impacted this year after thousands are being laid off at the IRS. We have those details and how you could be impacted by it coming up in your national headlines.
But first, Josh Colbert will be back with your first alert weather forecast. That'll be in just a few minutes.
Welcome to the Nissan Now sales event. Get President's Day savings on the all-new Kicks, the sporty Sentra, or our best-selling Rogue, a consumer guide Best Buy 11 years in a row.
So, when's the next adventure?
I think I just found it.
For the #1 shopping experience, according to J.D. Power, get to Nissan now. Now get up to $2,500 total savings on Rogue, or get a low $229 per month lease on Sentra.
To me, Harlem is home. But home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3.
When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Jax, what are you thinking? Grandpa told me to mark down the prices. Hartley, what are you doing? Grandpa told me to test out the beds. My brother and sister are crazy, but so is my grandpa. I love coming to our family furniture store at Meredith Furniture because I get to take naps on all of the Beauty Rest beds. But the main reason most of you guys come into Meredith Furniture is for all the great prices on Beauty Rest mattresses. Meredith Furniture on South First and Washington, right next to Hobby Lobby.
It's Truck Month with the Ford Crew.
It's time for the best deals across the full lineup. F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. You've got Maverick and the North American 2025 Truck of the Year, Ford Ranger, fully prepared.
Did you sleep here last night?
If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready.
And this crew is Truck Month ready.
Lease a 24 F-150 STX 4x4 for $399 a month for $36, or buy with 1.9% for $36, only at your local Ford dealer.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D-Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D-Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
Throw away your distance and reading glasses. Join Drs. Kopstein and King for a free live webinar February 27th and find out if RLE is right for you. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Kraken, Panthers, pregame at 2:30, Saturday on MeTV. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a temperature tour for this morning. We start off in Kittitas County, where temperatures are hovering right around that 32-degree freezing threshold. 33 degrees in Ellensburg, 29 degrees in Cle Elum, so you might have to break out the ice scraper. It's going to be the same situation in the Yakima Valley, where at this point it looks like most of us are below freezing, right at freezing in Toppenish, 31 in Yakima, 28 for Union Gap. Also, we're mostly below freezing in the lower Columbia Basin as well. 29 for the Tri-Cities, 31 in Benton City, 29 degrees in Prosser, and then in the Blue Foothills, some of us above freezing for this morning. Pendleton, Pilot Rock, Heppner, Lexington, just barely above freezing, but we're below that mark in Walla Walla and Milton Freewater, and we are well below freezing in places like Ukiah and Cabbage Hill. Here's your day planner today for lower elevations, and it's going to be mostly dry for lower elevations, although we can't rule out small shower chances in the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, and lower Columbia Basin. It's not going to be as warm as yesterday. We're going to be about 5 degrees below average for this time of the year, so most of us will end up in the 40s. A bit breezy today in the mountains, winds gusting out of the south and west between 20 to 30 miles per hour. The most likely region for rain and snow for today going to be up in the Cascades, and that's going to continue for tonight. Overnight lows falling down into the 30s, winds still gusting out of the south and west between 20 to 35 miles per hour at this point, but much more widespread impacts tomorrow in terms of the winds and specifically in terms of the rainfall that we could see up in the Cascades. I'll tell you how much rain we're expecting not just for tomorrow, but through next Tuesday, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 6:11 in your national headlines this morning. More than 6,000 IRS workers are being let go right in the middle of tax season. A source familiar with the cuts say that they are mainly aimed at probationary workers. We're told some of them are a part of a Biden administration effort to ramp up audit rates of wealthy taxpayers and large corporations. Other sources say these teams within the IRS being impacted by the layoffs include members of small business and self-employed units and also some clerks in various units. So how does this impact you at home? Well, these terminations could reduce customer service availability, and some accountants and IRS workers are also warning that your refund checks could take a little longer to hit your bank account. Now, supporters are applauding the cost-cutting efforts. The Trump administration says it would like to effectively abolish the IRS. And New York Governor Kathy Hochul has announced that she will not use her executive power to remove Mayor Adams from office, at least for now. But going forward, she says she will propose a set of guardrails that aim to severely limit the New York City mayor's decision making. The governor wants to says she wants to consider these safeguards and put in place because the mayor is being accused of working to facilitate the Trump administration's immigration enforcement in exchange for having his federal corruption charges dropped. Now, Mayor Adams has disputed the proposal's legality in a statement and went on to say, though, he is willing to work with the governor to build trust in the city's government. And Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to make Hamas pay, quote, the full price for what he called a cruel and wicked violation of the Gaza ceasefire agreement. Hamas returned the remains of a Gazan woman instead of an Israeli mother taken hostage with her 2 young children. Shiri Bibas's body was not among the 4 dead hostages that returned by Hamas from Gaza on Thursday. This all according to Israel's military. We're told the remains of her children were returned along with the remains of an 83-year-old man, but the mother's body was not. Now, Hamas indicated that the handover of a different body could have just been a mistake, and they have now called on Israel to return the remains of the unidentified Gazan woman. Now, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres issued a statement condemning the parading of bodies and displaying of coffins of the deceased Israeli hostages by Hamas. Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll let us know what we can expect for the rest of the week. Give you that live look outside over Yakima this morning. It is 6:13, and we have your full forecast coming up after the break.
Ready to bring your dream kitchen floor to life? At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. This month, pay no sales tax at your local Richland or Walla Walla Floor & Home.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we offer our medical weight loss program. Diabetes, and more broadly, insulin resistance, is a highly inflammatory state that increases our risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, as well as Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases.
Basically, it's the lack of awareness about what's creating that weight. There's lots of psychological aspects to that, so that where you come to is to a more centered place of feeling good and connected and positive about yourself, self-confidence.
You have access to over 100 weekly group fitness classes, top-notch fitness facilities, cutting-edge scientific therapies integrated into your program, and dedicated coaches rooting for your success. We also offer options for pharmaceutical assistance. We create patient-specific game plans centered around the 7 essential elements, which are sleep, nutrition, atmosphere, breathing, movement, thought, and purpose.
So rather than just focus, it's not dieting and it's not focused on dieting, and that's not what we do here at Pacific Clinic. It's mind, body, physical, emotional, mental, and the combination of all of those things. And I think that makes us tremendously different than any of the other programs out there.
To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
Ready to bring your dream bathroom to life? At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. This month, pay no sales tax at your local Walla Walla or Tri-Cities Floor & Home.
This QR code is your key to the new Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app. A powerful weather forecasting tool that you can take with you anywhere. Just scan the code and access current conditions, forecast, track storms as they're happening, get alerts, plus so much more, all to help plan your day. To download, just scan the code. It's easy to use and it's free. The Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app, only from Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Just wanted to give you the lay of the land over the next 7 days before we hop into things. So we're going to have storm system number 1 for late today into Saturday and Sunday. Storm system number 2 for Monday and Tuesday. After that, we're looking much drier. So let's go ahead and hop into the action. This morning, we'll start off with small chances of snow in the Cascades with some small rain chances coming down to the Kittitas Valley after 10 a.m. and into the Yakima Valley and Lower Columbia Basin after 12 p.m. This afternoon is also when rain and snow chances start to pick up for the Cascades, but snow levels will be rising as well. Then for tonight, a wintry mix will be likely until 10 p.m. in the Cascades with the transition of freezing rain possible during the overnight hours, and small shower chances will make it down to the Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains around 6 p.m. with rain and snow possible at pass level in the Blues. Overall, chances for precip will stay fairly limited for the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills. Then for Saturday, it'll be another day where the highest precip chances are in the Cascades, with the rest of the area lagging behind. Freezing rain is possible in the Cascades before 7 a.m., but will likely transition to a cold rain for the rest of the day. Even the Blues could see a transition to exclusively rain, but that would likely be after 10 a.m. Then for Saturday night, after 4 p.m., we'll finally see our first surge of widespread wet weather from this storm system. Not only will rain still be likely in the Cascades, but it'll also be likely in the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills. This will likely continue through much of the night. Okay. So before we get into rainfall and snowfall totals, I did want to touch on this. Winds very blustery, gusting out of the southwest on Saturday, the peak time frame 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. as those peak gusts could be upwards of 40-50 miles per hour in the Cascades and Blues. All right, snowfall totals from 4 in the morning on Friday to 10 in the morning on Saturday. That's going to be our best shot of seeing any sort of snow up in the mountains, and it's not going to be that much. Probably less than an inch for a Cascade passes, maybe upwards of an inch for Tollgate off Oregon 204. Here's the main event, the rainfall that we could see. 4 in the morning on Friday to 4 in the morning on Monday. This covers us for storm system number 1. Maybe 3.5 inches of rain up in the Cascades, maybe upwards of an inch and a half in the Blues, and then you factor in what we could have for Monday and Tuesday, perhaps another 1.5 inches of rain in the Cascades, maybe another 0.5 inch in the Blues. So if you tally up both storm systems, that would be upwards of maybe 2 inches of rain in the Blues, which would be significant, but maybe upwards of over 5 inches of rain in the Cascades in the span of not a lot of time. So we could have some localized flooding in the Cascades, especially in and around some of those smaller streams. And it's because snow levels will be so high because high temperatures will be above average for this time of the year, around 60 in the Tri-Cities for Sunday through Tuesday. All right, here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small rain chances Friday and Saturday, which will turn likely Saturday night into Sunday, then trending drier for Monday, Tuesday, and beyond. In Yakima, increasing rain chances over the next couple days, rain likely Sunday and Monday, then dry and mild Wednesday and Thursday. Then for Ellensburg, small rain chances today, but rain likely for Saturday through Monday, then drier overall next week. In Hermiston, small rain chances today and tomorrow, which will grow tenfold Saturday night into Sunday, and looking drier for Monday and beyond. Then for Walla Walla, dry today, about a 50-50 shot of rain on Saturday, rain likely Sunday and Monday, then drier overall into next week. Now you're taking a live look at Yakima. We can finally see the Yakima Valley down below. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart atop the Atanum Ridge. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
Discover Walla Walla Wine, where exceptional terroir meets unforgettable experiences. Delight in renowned varietals amidst breathtaking vineyards. Join us in crafting memorable moments. Connect with us at wallawallawine.com.
This tax season, you can relax. There's no tax. Walker's Furniture is covering the sales tax for you. For a limited time, we're doubling down on discounts. It's the perfect time to refresh your space and save big, so you can get the tax break you need and a deal you'll love. Plus, with no money down special financing, you can create the home of your dreams now and pay over time. This week at Walker's, where quality just costs less.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone, and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
Hey Raptors, we want to rent these 2 chairs for the winter. We're kind of out on being cold this year.
Glad you dig it here, but this really isn't a vacation rental sort of place.
We hear ya, but what if we put on Raptor suits and then suddenly there are 4 of us? Yeah, we'll be your nieces, Layla and Kinley. I'm Kinley, the Raptor, and I love burgers.
I love it!
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Not so sure we're gonna pull this off.
Discover Walla Walla Wine, where exceptional terroir meets unforgettable experiences. Delight in renowned varietals amidst breathtaking vineyards. Join us in crafting memorable moments. Connect with us at wallawallawine.com.
Kraken, Panthers, pregame at 2:30, Saturday on MeTV.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news this morning, some dresses that were worn recently by an Oscar nominee are set to be displayed at one of the world's biggest museums.
Yes, 2 dresses by actress Lily Gladstone are heading to the Smithsonian National Museum. She wore both dresses on March 10th. One was to the Oscar Awards. The other she changed into for the Vanity Fair Oscar party.
Our invites were lost in the mail.
Yeah, well, you know, I recently moved, and so maybe
that's why.
I don't know why mine forwarded.
You know.
Yeah, well, they will be on display in Washington, D.C., and the actress is the first Native American nominated for Best Actress for her role in Killers of the Flower Moon.
And I still need to watch that one. I've heard so many good things about it.
And Washington native.
Yeah. And the gowns were a collaboration between Gucci and indigenous artist Joe Big Mountain, and they both feature necklines that contain porcupine quill work, and those techniques are unique to North America and were passed down within families and communities.
The installation is called Making a Statement. It starts on February 28th and runs through next March. Stunning.
Porcupines. That is so cool.
I know. Isn't that neat?
I love that.
Yeah. All right, now to another actress who's joining season 2 of the show called Nobody Wants This.
So it's going to be a family affair because Leighton Meester is joining the cast, and she's married to the rom-com's leading man, Adam Brody.
Netflix announced that she will be playing the former middle school nemesis of Kristen Bell's character Joanne. The show follows a rabbi who gets into a relationship with an agnostic podcast host.
I'm intrigued.
Oh, I was going to say, what a plot twist there. So the show was an instant hit when it debuted last year. It got 3 Golden Globe nominations. A release date for season 2 has not yet been announced, but now we know what we need to binge watch.
I didn't even know about this show. So I grew up on Gossip Girl with Leighton Meester, and then I also grew up on the OC. So like the two being together is already like happiness for me. So I need to watch the show.
I feel like we've done stories about this show on this show.
No, we haven't. No.
Maybe you weren't anchoring that day.
Maybe. I'm like, I've never heard of this show.
Because this is the only way I know about it. That's for sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know something like
you know something
a
that
show,
she doesn't know?
a TV show that I don't know?
But only because we covered it in this segment.
Wow.
So don't give me too much credit.
Well, okay.
All right. Well, sounds like something we have to watch. All right. Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, people gathering in Yakima earlier this week to work on the county's plan to address homelessness. Now that's getting some pushback, though, from the deputy mayor.
And that deputy mayor, Matt Brown, saying he's concerned about the effectiveness of the plan, and we hear what exactly he said and more coming up in our next half hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Well, we are tracking some fog for this morning. Also, I lost the 3-degree guarantee yesterday, which means someone won. I'll tell you who won and how much they won. That's coming up on the other side of the break.
If your bath has seen a lot of life, nobody gives it new life like Bath Fitter. Whatever shape your bath is in, Bath Fitter will transform it with an amazing number of styles and watertight walls that are grout-free and easy to clean. With 40 years of experience, Bath Fitter knows what people want. An affordable remodel that isn't just beautiful, it's guaranteed for life. When it's time to give your bath new life, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
The best deals of the year are going on now at Overturf Kia. Check out the sporty, fuel-efficient, and fun-to-drive Kia K4 with a show-stopping silhouette. A new 2025 Kia K4 LXS starts at just $23,459. Plus, get 3.99% interest for 60 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge on Columbia Drive in Kennewick.
In an instant, your world can shatter. At Quantum Legal, we understand injuries can be an immense burden, taking a toll on your body and leaving you drowning in medical expenses. Battling insurance companies without legal representation will make matters worse. We are committed to advocating for your deserved compensation. Quantum Legal, where compassion meets justice.
Gabby Petito, now tonight.
The text messages you haven't seen. What did they reveal?
And for the first time, her parents and their spouses tell their story.
There was a note found. It said, burn after reading.
Tonight on ABC's 2020.
Hi, I'm Stacey Lee, and I'm inviting you on a holidays vacation tour. Join me as we experience New England's fall foliage, October 2nd to the 10th. Our journey begins with a tour of historic Boston. We then travel to New Hampshire's White Mountains to admire the spectacular colors, before ending our vacation in New York City with an included Broadway musical. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword Apple Valley, to request a brochure, watch a travel show, and book this tour.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient, so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
Next ET before making daytime TV history. Only ETs on the Atlanta set of Beyond the Gates. I am with the Duprees, honey. Plus, at home with Yellow Jacket star and new mom Samantha Henratty. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Friday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Right when you said Friday morning, I totally forgot that it was Friday, so that excited me.
It's Friday,
I
my
knew it, and I
friends.
forgot it, and now I'm like, yes,
Yes.
let's go.
We're doing
I get
it.
to catch up on sleep.
You're so exciting.
I know.
Such a life.
I have just this exciting life.
You'll be disappointed about my weekend plans as well.
Sleep.
Yes.
Hey.
But someone got to win big with the jackpot,
Supposed to be
right?
sleeping with some money.
Some cash in the pillow, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at our 3-degree guarantee from yesterday. I lost, but that means that there is a winner. So congratulations to Lori DeWitt. She wins the $200. And again, this is courtesy of our friends over at the Legends Casino and Hotel. So for today, the stakes pretty low as the jackpot's at 0. So my forecast high 44. If it verifies between 41 to 47, the jackpot's going to grow up to $25. But if my forecast goes bust, well, too bad, so sad. No one's winning anything. Okay, right now you're taking a look at a whole lot of nothing in Richland. This view also coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. The fog ebbing and flowing all throughout this morning here in the Tri-Cities. Looks like it's spreading into the lower Yakima Valley as well. And this just wouldn't be your typical garden variety fog. This would be some freezing fog as we're below freezing in the Tri-Cities, also in Sunnyside up towards Connell and Hanford. So you might, well, a lot of us are going to have to break out the ice scraper for this morning, but some of that fog could put down a thin layer of ice on some of the roadways. Could be a bit slick out there. Just another good reason to take it slow. We're tracking a few sprinkles and flurries up in the Cascades for this morning. Rain and snow are going to be likely up in the Cascades for today, but we could see some showers making it down to lower elevation, specifically in the Tri-Cities as we head into 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. But even those are going to be low in chances. I'm thinking it's going to be a heavy jacket day for most of the day, as highs will be about 5 degrees below average for the end of February. And again, rain and snow likely in the Cascades, but there's going to be a much better chance for rainfall as we head into this weekend, and I'll show you what that's going to end up doing to our rainfall deficits and surpluses that we're running for the season. And that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off this half hour with continuing coverage in Yakima, more than 100 people gathered earlier this week to work on Yakima County's 5-year plan on addressing homelessness. But after that first session, Yakima Deputy Mayor Matt Brown is saying he's concerned about the plan's effectiveness. Emily Goodell has more on what happened.
Brown bringing in a draft resolution to this week's council meeting saying that the countywide coalition dedicated to ending homelessness isn't meeting its goals.
Nothing seems to be working. We keep throwing a ton of money into it. And there's not a different outcome that is happening.
Brown says few of the tasks set in the previous 5-year plan have been accomplished. The county falling short of goals set by the state for getting people into housing. And he says while cities can make requests, they don't have control over where money gets spent.
We need to be trying to find how to measure outcomes and be successful with the money that we're putting towards this. Because ultimately people's lives are on the line right now, right? When it's cold or it's super hot, this is when people start dying on our streets.
Brown says he'd like to see at least one person dedicated full-time to ensuring the goals in the plan are met.
But I think ultimately, I still have faith in the commissioners to be able to execute what these decisions need to be made.
I reached out to Yakima County Commissioner Kyle Curtis about the concerns brought up in the draft resolution, which he says stems from the same frustration everyone feels about this issue. Quote, "But the reality is homelessness is a complex challenge that takes us all. We have to work together to continually modify, respond, and adapt. I look forward to discussing with the City Council the request and concerns that the resolution addresses. The strategic session on Tuesday bringing together over 100 community leaders is a step in the right direction."
The council will be taking a vote on whether or not to approve the resolution at their next meeting in March. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
And continuing our news out of Yakima this morning, the Yakima Valley Libraries is collaborating with the Yakima Nation Language Program for a new event to help share their language and culture. Twice a month, members of the community will be invited to come down to the library and learn Ichishken, and also to learn the importance of the language and the culture in Yakima. Now, the event is free for all ages. It doesn't require any prior knowledge, just a willingness to learn.
I hope that more people are introduced to the language and want to continue to access more resources, and so there's more community involvement with the Yakima Nation Language Program.
Now these meetups will be from 5 to 6. They'll be at the Yakima Central Library on the first Thursday of the month, and then at the Toppenish Library on the third Thursday of the month. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. As we give you a live look outside this morning, we're going to check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have your first alert forecast when we come back at 6:35. We're back after the break.
This newscast is sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
I've always had an eye for opportunity. As a kid, I was hustling, selling candy, mowing lawns, you name it. That drive never left me. The first time I tasted crumble, it was clear to me this was more than just a cookie. From that moment, I knew this was a chance to bring the taste of something new to our neighborhood. But I couldn't do it alone. That's where Happel came in. With their support, I was able to secure the loan that brought Crumble to our community. Where do you credit union?
Call Vance when you need a friendly, reliable electrician. We'll keep your home safe with electrical services and equipment upgrades. Save $50 on any electrical service, plus free electrical safety inspection. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
I'm in pursuit. He's never gonna make it.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Go after it, Red Wing. I'll catch up.
Because we help protect your dreams.
Good to see everything's okay in here.
I like your shield.
I like yours too. Hold down the fort, little man.
Bye, Cap!
American Family Insurance. And see Captain America: Brave New World.
Does cooking feel like a kitchen battle? You need Granite Stone Armor Max, the revolutionary cookware set with 4 durable layers of ultra non-stick. So slick, virtually nothing sticks. No oil or butter needed. You can get the Granite Stone Armor Max set for just 4 easy payments of $39.99. We'll include this razor-sharp knife set and deep steam and fry pan set, yours absolutely free. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
Next live from the White Lotus, Carrie Coon. Plus, Good Morning America's Will Reeve. And Lives After the Oscar show is right around the corner.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
There's something new on Apple Valley News Now's Meet TV, the Seattle Kraken. With the Seattle Kraken, the action on the ice is nonstop. Every hit, every power play, every goal. Watch select Kraken games whole season on MeTV.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored locally by Yakima Federal Savings and Loan. Checking, home loans, savings. Prosser Memorial Health, this is how we care. And Legends Casino Hotel, fun is how we roll.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Here is your ski report brought to you by Schweitzer Village. So, of course, we have to start off at Schweitzer. As remember, these new snowfall totals, they get reported during the previous afternoon, so these aren't 100% accurate, but I mainly just want to focus in on the base depth here, as we're at 71 inches right now for Schweitzer, and we are much higher than that for Ski Bluewood. We're up around 86, a bit closer to 90 inches at this point as opposed to 80 inches, so that's good news there. And then good news for White Pass as we're closer to 70 as opposed to 60. But a lot of that progress is going to get wiped out by rainfall that's on the way. A lot of mountain rainfall, especially up in the Cascades. But nothing to scoff at in the Blues either. Speaking of rainfall, here are the seasonal rainfall deficits and surpluses we've been tracking since October 1st. And On this side of the graphic, you see the deficits and the surpluses we're expecting heading into the storm system. And on this side of the graphic, here are the deficits and surpluses we're expecting in the wake of this storm system. From late Friday through Sunday, keep in mind that we'll have additional rainfall into Monday and Tuesday. But heading into the storm system, surpluses of about 10 to 30% in the valleys, 45 to 50% in the basin, and unfortunately a subtle deficit in the Blue Foothills. But in the wake of this round, I'm thinking that we'll see about 4 to 8% improvements across the map, including flipping that deficit to a surplus, albeit again a subtle one in the Blue Foothills. But lower elevations, yes, we'll see tangible rainfall amounts, but not nearly as much as what we're going to see up in the mountains, especially up in the Cascades. I'll tell you how much we could see coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, a new bill in Olympia could make it easier for first responders to afford a home. House Bill 1022 would require the Department of Commerce to team up with the Housing Finance Commission and offer down payment and closing cost loans for people who are medical workers, firefighters, police officers, and mental health professionals. The bill is sponsored by Representative April Connors, and it aims to bring more of these critical workers into the community.
It is for folks that are at the lower end of the spectrum coming in. I have heard before that, some of our police and firemen are paid really well, but this is really for people that are starting out in that industry, that are just getting started.
The zero-interest loans can't exceed 5% of the first mortgage or $25,000, whichever is more, and borrowers would have to repay the loan if they sell it or pay off the mortgage. And because it's a pilot program, this would only be in place for a few years. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh will be back with that full First Alert weather forecast.
Get ready to feast at Legends Casino Hotel's ultimate all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Dive into fresh Dungeness crab, wild Columbia River salmon, juicy prime rib, and much more. Taste it all every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities. Get $3,250 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $2,500 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your community Chevy dealers.
Throw away your distance and reading glasses. Join Drs. Kopstein and King for a free live webinar February 27th and find out if RLE is right for you. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Hi, I'm Stacy Lee, and I'm inviting you on a holidays vacation tour. Join me as we experience New England's fall foliage, October 2nd to the 10th. Our journey begins with a tour of historic Boston. We then travel to New Hampshire's White Mountains to admire the spectacular colors, before ending our vacation in New York City with an included Broadway musical. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword Apple Valley, to request a brochure, watch a travel show, and book this tour.
After 2 weeks off, the Kraken returned to the ice. From the pine trees to the palm trees, a clash with the defending Stanley Cup champs is on tap. Kraken, Panthers, pregame at 2:30, Saturday on MeTV.
Starting a business is hard. You have to stay connected at all times.
As we've been growing the studio, Spectrum's been there every step of the way. I'm always able to make the phone call that I need. I'm able to shoot that text message or that email. Every vital piece of equipment that we have here uses Spectrum.
Fast, reliable internet, starting at $40 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep your business connected.
You have been granted a $1,000 check on behalf of STCU and Apple Valley News Now for all your work for Sent to Serve. Carol Allenbaugh has been sent to serve. She began giving back to the community when she got tired of seeing homeless people struggling on the streets.
When I started, there was 40 that would come to me every Sunday.
we're up to 150.
STCU honors volunteers in our community. To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Gabby Petito, now tonight.
The text messages you haven't seen. What did they reveal?
And for the first time, her parents and their spouses tell their story.
There was a note found. It said, burn after reading.
Tonight on ABC's 2020.
This newscast sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. All right, we're going to quickly give you the lay of the land here over the next 7 days as we have a storm system that's going to arrive. It's really going to make its impacts felt tonight through Saturday and Sunday. That's storm system number 1 and storm system number 2 into Monday and Tuesday, and then much drier after that. Let's go ahead and get right into the action. So for today, this morning we'll start off with small chances of snow in the Cascades with some small rain chances coming down to the Kittitas Valley after 10 a.m. and into the Yakima Valley and Lower Columbia Basin after 12 p.m. This afternoon is also when rain and snow chances start to pick up for the Cascades, but snow levels will still be rising. And then for tonight, a wintry mix will be likely until 10 p.m. in the Cascades with a transition of freezing rain possible during the overnight hours. Small shower chances will make it down to the Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains around 6 p.m. with rain and snow possible at pass level in the Blues. Overall, chances for precip will stay fairly limited for the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills. Then for Saturday, it'll be another day where the highest precip chances are in the Cascades, with the rest of the area lagging behind. Freezing rain is possible in the Cascades before 7 a.m., but will likely transition to a cold rain for the rest of the day. Even the Blues could see a transition to exclusively rain, but that would likely be after 10 a.m. Then for Saturday night, after 4 p.m., we'll finally see our first surge of widespread wet weather from this storm system. Not only will rain still be likely in the Cascades, but it'll also be likely in the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills. This will likely continue through much of the night. So before we get to rainfall and snowfall totals, I first wanted to touch on wind gusts, as they'll be gusting out of the south and west between 40 to 50 miles per hour in the Cascades and Blues for Saturday, the peak time frame being 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, now on to snowfall totals. The best chance of us seeing any snowfall in the mountains is going to be from 4 this morning to 10 in the morning on Saturday, and probably an inch, if not less than that, for the Cascades and for the Blues. So now on to the main event from this storm system. Storm system number 1, 4 in the morning on Friday to 4 in the morning on Monday. Could have 3.5 inches of rain up in the Cascades. Decent amounts for lower elevations, maybe upwards of an inch, inch and a half for the Blues, but yeah, 3.5 inches up in the Cascades. Then you factor in what we could see for storm system number 2 into Monday and Tuesday. Maybe another 1.5 inches of rainfall up in the Cascades. So if you tally up storm system number 1 and storm system number 2, we could have over 5 inches of rain in the Cascades in the span of about 4 to 5 days. So localized flooding is possible, especially in and around some of those smaller streams up in the Cascades. It's because snow levels are just going to be way up there. That's why we're going to have mountain rain as opposed to mountain snow, and snow levels going up because high temperatures going up around 60 degrees in the Tri-Cities for Sunday through Tuesday. Here's a 7-day forecast in the Tri-Cities. Small rain chances Friday and Saturday, which will turn likely Saturday night into Sunday, then trending drier for Monday, Tuesday, and beyond. In Yakima, increasing rain chances over the next couple days. Rain likely Sunday and Monday, then dry and mild Wednesday and Thursday. In Ellensburg, small rain chances today, but rain likely for Saturday through Monday, then drier overall next week. In Hermiston, small rain chances today and tomorrow, which will grow tenfold Saturday night into Sunday, then looking drier for Monday and beyond. Then for Walla Walla, dry today, about a 50-50 chance of rain on Saturday, rain likely Sunday and Monday, then drier overall into next week. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, life-saving reunion.
Oh my gosh. Get her out of there!
This terrifying moment caught on camera. Amy Ruiz trapped in a vehicle engulfed in flames on an Arizona highway Tuesday. Officer Brian Larison and firefighter Asa Paglia happened to be there at the right time, jumping into action, pulling the mother of 3 to safety.
There was black smoke billowing out. I grabbed her leg and was able to help her out of the truck, and
You know, it's really unbelievable. It happened so quick, and I can't believe how everything played out, where we were all there at the right time.
And now, with Amy on the road to recovery, GMA was there for their emotional reunion.
I truly believe that we were there for a reason.
And coming up at 7 a.m., what the driver of that truck had to say to her rescuers. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Touch can mean so many things, even for children with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can stir a sense of wonder, can make a ride go smoothly, and make a smile stretch ear to ear. Dupixent can help your child stay ahead of eczema with clearer skin and noticeably less itch. When a touch is all in good fun, Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your child's skin from within. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Help your child feel the heal and see the difference. Reach out to your child's eczema specialist today.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 6:50. It's time for your morning sprint. We're going to start off in your national headlines. Luigi Mangione is expected to appear in New York Supreme Court this afternoon. This will be his first appearance since pleading not guilty to murder charges in his arraignment. Mangione is accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson back in December, and the judge is expected to ask both the defense and prosecution for an update on exchange of evidence. A trial date could be set at the hearing. Cameras will not be allowed. And the FTC wants to know if you've been censored online. It's launched a public inquiry to understand how tech platforms deny access to users. When it's based on speech or affiliations, it may violate the law. And the FTC points out that some platforms cut users off without giving them an ability to appeal the action. If this has happened to you, you can submit a report, and you have until May 21st to do so.
In your business headlines this morning at 6:51, we've learned that the Trump administration can move forward with mass layoffs of probationary federal workers. That's people who have been on the job less than a year. A federal judge rejected a request from labor unions to block the mass layoffs. More than 50,000 probationary civilian employees of the Defense Department could lose their jobs, and those terminations could start as soon as today. And it looks like Elon Musk might be poised to save his $44 billion investment in X. X is in talks to raise money that would value the company at $44 billion. Now, that's the amount that Musk paid for the company back in 2022. 2 years later, Fidelity valued the company at just 20% of that $44 billion. That value has bounced back a little since last year's presidential election.
And a new AI platform aims to make learning sign language easier. NVIDIA has launched a free platform called Signs, and it features a 3D avatar to demonstrate the signs. And the platform features 100 distinct signs, but NVIDIA hopes to grow that to 1,000 by allowing ASL speakers to contribute videos of signs not yet available. The ASL learning platform is in partnership with the American Society for Deaf Children, and the group says American Sign Language is the third most prevalent language in the U.S. behind English and Spanish.
Tennis legend Venus Williams has received a wild card entry for next month's BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells, California. This will be her first event in almost a year. The Open runs for 2 weeks and begins March 2nd. 6:53, want to look at your top 5 local stories that you need to know as you head out the door this morning. Kennewick police arresting 3 people after an investigation into 3 massage parlors. We're told that these 3 were arrested on suspicion of prostitution and certificate violation. The businesses include Sunshine Massage, Genesis Spa, and Lotus Massage, all in Kennewick. We are told that the local nonprofit Mirror Ministries is helping those who were affected by human trafficking at these locations.
A Richland teen died from severe abuse after being in an Indianapolis hospital for 11 days, and the stepfather of the boy has now been charged with his murder, and his mom is charged with child abuse and neglect. Doctors say the 16-year-old boy suffered from a brain bleed, also severe burns, bruising, a broken ankle, and fractures. Officials say the family moved from Richland to Indiana back in November, and the stepfather's next court date is on March 24th.
For the 2025 Lower Columbia Basin FFA Jamboree kicks off today in Findlay. Students will get to compete in activities that focus on career and leadership development. Now, this gives students an opportunity to gain some real-world experience, build confidence, and also connect with professionals. The Jamboree is from 9 to 2 at Riverview High School. Next stop for the team, the Washington State FAA Convention in May.
And at the Tri-City American home games, you'll see 50-50 tickets, and these are sold by the Tri-City Hockey Booster Club, which is an organization that's dedicated to promoting hockey in the area. The club has been around for over 30 years, and those tickets bring in more than $30,000 a year. The money goes to helping players pay for college and also to the equipment and ice rental time. If you would like to get involved, the club meets every third Tuesday of the month at the Spectrum Studios in Kennewick at 6:30.
The Yakima Valley Libraries is collaborating with the Yakima Nation Language Program to help share language and culture twice a month. Community members can go to the library to learn the language Ichishken. It's important in the Yakima culture. The event is free, and it'll be from 5 to 6 at the Yakima Central Library for the first Thursday of the month, and then at the Toppenish Library for the third Thursday of the month. All right, the latest James Bond twist isn't about a plot line or even a character. It's about the business of Bond.
So what exactly are we talking about? Well, Amazon MGM Studios is taking creative control of the franchise.
The announcement was made yesterday, and the pair who have brought the Bond films to theaters for more than 50 years, Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli, that's her name, will remain co-owners of the franchise.
They created a joint venture with Amazon MGM that gives the creative reins and control of all future production to the company. Amazon acquired the rights to distribute all 27 of the movies based on Ian Fleming's books when it bought MGM in 2022. MGM's 007 movies are the studio's most lucrative intellectual property.
And now the real question is, who will play or who should play the next Bond, James Bond?
What do you think?
Theo James, for sure.
What do you think?
I think Michael Cauliflower.
Who?
Because of the broccoli girl.
I think Steve Carell. He's got like a silver fox going.
Oh.
And he's a really good actor.
He is a great actor.
Very underrated actor.
What about you, Jay? What do you think?
I'll say Josh. Josh can play
I see it. Yes. You got your earpiece on. You can,
Yeah, you got your suits.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yes, so my vote's for Josh.
Thank you. Thank you.
I second that.
What do you got going out the door this morning?
Well, we have some fog out there. Let's go ahead and talk about that. We have some very thick fog in the Tri-Cities, also in the lower Yakima Valley. And this wouldn't just be regular fog, this would be freezing fog as temperatures below freezing in the Tri-Cities and in Sunnyside. And just like with yesterday morning, that could put down a thin layer of ice on the roadways. Another good reason to take it slow out there. Right now, we're just seeing a few sprinkles and flurries up in the Cascades, mostly dry for lower elevations. We're going to continue to be mostly dry for today. Can't rule out some small shower chances in the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, and lower Columbia Basin. Will be cool for today. High temperatures mostly in the mid-40s. Then take a look at some of these rainfall totals we could have for this weekend. 3.5 inches of rain up in the Cascades. But wait, there's more, because into Monday and Tuesday, maybe another 1.5 inches. So we could have the potential of some mountain flooding. It's because high temperatures getting so up there for this weekend. A little bit of false spring.
I like that.
All right.
Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Yeah, Good Morning America is next. We'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5.
Have a great day.